I could tell from the second she walked into my office that this case was going to be one unlike any other. She had that look in her eye, one that I had only seen once or twice before. The look my ex-wife would get anytime I smoked in the apartment. Her dress was short. It looked like she had just come from a gala or soiree. Each and everything about her screamed danger, but all I saw was a challenge. It was when she opened her mouth that I knew this was no ordinary dame.
I think my fool of a husband was kidnapped. If there was anyone who could ruin this night, it would be him. This was supposed to be my night, and he steals the show by being stolen away. I need you to find him. I need you to do it fast. Name's Carmen, by the way.
I'll do it. First, I need you to tell me everything you can about your husband. Don't leave anything out if you want me to find him alive. The faster I can get working on the case, the better. The woman intrigued me. I decided I'd take the case, partially because I had nothing better to do, but mostly because something about her had me hooked, and there was nothing I could do to escape that.
My husband may play the fool, but he's smarter than he looks. Sometimes he appears to be the sidekick, but he usually knows more about what's going on than the centers of attention. Some say he's a fly on the wall, hearing the conversations no one else hears, and seeing the things that no one else sees. As my good friend Larry E. Mintz says, the wise fool represents the democratic credo that the common man has an innate wisdom superior to the book of learning of the upper class intellectuals.
I've seen my fair share of these fools. Let's start at the beginning. I know just the place to look.
Oh, please do help me.
People like your husband have been around for a long time, since Greek and Roman ages, even the Bible. Aha. Beginning in the early modern period and moving through the years, the archetype of the wise fool became increasingly common. The plantation trickster is an example of such a character, described by Elsie Williams as the cultural hero transplanted to America from West Africa, whom folklorists recognize as the most representative of the slave himself. More people started to act like your husband in the Middle Ages because there was quite a new eliteness rising. Like I said, your husband seems foolish, but he's not. Am I right?
Yeah.
Because he's a fly on the wall, he knows many secrets that he can use to his advantage. It's kind of power. He reveals his knowledge in a strategic way, usually to save himself from any harm.
That sounds just like him. That bastard ruined my night. Where is he?
The wise fool has been around since the early modern period. Shakespeare loved to use this archetype. One of the reasons it's so popular to this day is because Shakespeare's use. Feste is a particularly foolish one, aware of his wisdom in a play that muddles wisdom to an extreme. He finds himself superior to the royalty, and with lines like, "Better a witty fool than a foolish wit," demonstrates exactly what his character is supposed to be. Another character describes him saying, "This fellow is wise enough to play the fool, and to do that well craves a kind of wit." Indira Ghosh writes, by analogy, a figure like Feste might be portrayed as dependent on the favor of the rich and powerful, but nevertheless as clearly aloof from society in Illyria. No emotional bonds tie him to any other character. His is the world of the prototypical outsider. Is this him, ma'am?
No, that's not him. This is all wrong. I'm paying you good money, and you can't even find my fool of a husband. Maybe I should take my business elsewhere.
Ma'am, no missing persons case is solved quickly. Tell me. Now, look at this. Luna Lovegood fits perfectly into these characteristics. She's not necessarily admired by her classmates, but she should be. She's confident in her foolish personality and sometimes accidentally causes laughter when it is least expected. She's not popular at Hogwarts, but she knows everyone's secrets and uses it to her advantage, just like your husband. See, this trickster is also considered a hysterical woman. As Linda Majewski and Victoria Sturdivant say, although this character is usually represented as male, the con artist, confidence man, or bad man, outlaw,
The trickster's doubleness and use of deception is especially suited to women in that the social practice of femininity is a form of trickery. Lori Landay says, in short, female tricksters are fantasy rubrics of resistance, self-preservation, and self-definition. Luna isn't quite this character, but she's a wise fool in her own way.
You're not going mad. I can see them too. You're just as sane as I am.
Luna Lovegood is not my husband.
All right, lady, all right, I hear you. I have another idea.
Here we have the sinister Cheshire Cat, who appears strange, but if you follow Alice through Wonderland, you start to see how the Cheshire Cat assists Alice. He's not a main character, but he's always appearing throughout Alice's adventure, giving odd but important advice.
Thank you, but I just wanted to ask you which way I ought to go.
Well, that depends on where you want to get to.
Oh, it really doesn't matter. As long as I can...
Then it really doesn't matter which way you go.
My husband is obviously not a cat.
Ma'am, I'm trying to help you. I have no judgments about your lifestyle. I'm just here to try and solve the case and get paid.
Okay, I guess I can see how you'd think my husband would be the cat. He does act an awful lot like him, but he's still missing. What are you even doing?
Yes, I'm well aware. It's all a process. See, I'm trying to find people who act like your husband to try and think like your husband. Let's think about the characteristics of the wise fool again. The wise fool always seems to know more than the other characters around, so what have we not been noticing?
The wise fool is a bit of a trickster, always hiding in plain sight.
I've got it. He's been here the whole time and we didn't even notice. He's been watching our progress and laughing at us as we exposed ourselves as the true fools in the situation, and he positioned himself as the intelligent one. Your husband really is a wise fool.
Well, he certainly will be fooling around tonight.